Hello everyone. Today we will cover the topic consumer decision making process and detail. The study of consumer decision making process is very important for the detailed study of consumer behavior. I have tried my level best to keep this topic very simple by including maximum examples. For any feedback or query regarding this topic, you can email me. My email address is given below. That is kamaljagjitsidhu@gmail.com. Consumer decision making process. First of all, let us first define the consumer decision making process, which is based on the consumer behavior. The consumer decision making process represents a path through which the consumer passes before making a final purchase decision. It is the study of how the consumer spends their valuable resources like time, money, and knowledge while doing purchases. It covers various aspects. Number one, what to buy. It defines which product the consumer wants to buy. For example, consumer wants to buy apparels. Second, when to buy. What is the appropriate time of buying? For example, like we prefer buying apparels during sale time. How to buy. It tells the medium used by the consumer like cash, credit card, debit card, or the consumer might take a loan to buy a particular product. And fourth is how much to buy. This defines the quantity to be purchased depending upon the needs of the consumer. And the last one is from where to buy. It tells about the location or the store or the place from where purchasing is done. Online purchases are also covered under this aspect. Sometimes this process is also known as consumer buying process. The study of consumer buying process also helps the marketers to find relations between various factors influencing the consumer behavior. So here is the consumer decision making process. This consumer decision making process assists the marketers in designing their marketing activities. It is a five-stage process. We will discuss stepwise each stage. The first stage is problem or need recognition. This problem or need occurs when there is a difference between the ideal stage needs and the actual stage needs of the consumer. Actual stage needs are already met while the ideal stage needs are yet to be satisfied. This desire to fulfill these ideal stage needs initiates or starts the consumer buying process. Now the second step comes the information search. Once the need is recognized, the search for information to solve that problem starts. The information search starts with the scanning of surrounding environment in order to solve or to satisfy the problem that is initiated at the first step of this process. Then the third stage is the evaluation of alternatives. At this stage, the consumer evaluates various alternatives available to him. The evaluation can be based on factors like product quality, price, after sale services. We can say that at this stage, the consumer compares various products available to him. And then comes the fourth stage. After evaluation of alternatives, the consumer reaches the purchase decision. After evaluating all the alternatives in the previous stage, the consumer purchases the product that suits him and will fulfill his requirements. And then comes the last stage of this decision making process, which is most important one, that is post purchase behavior. This is the last stage which explains the level of satisfaction and dissatisfaction of a consumer. The consumer's satisfaction depends on the fulfillment of his ideal needs. The dissatisfaction at this stage may lead to negative word of mouth about the product or the brand. So this was the explanation for the consumer buying process. Now we will go through an example to understand the consumer buying process in more details. Now let me explain the consumer buying behavior stages with an example. You should also always mention these type of examples while attempting your answers. Let us assume the following example. The need of a consumer is to buy a car as the consumer got married and in order to meet the expanded family needs, he wants a car. So this explains the first stage of consumer buying process. In second stage of information search, the consumer gathers information based on his available finances, resale value, and some other factors. The consumer thoroughly studies various brands at this stage and gather maximum information about all the products. Then comes the third stage. During evaluation of alternatives, the consumer compares the information gathered in the previous stage. Consumer will compare various cars that suits his requirement. For example, consumer want to choose from Figo, Swift and Centro. So at this stage, consumer will compare various features of these cars. Then comes the fourth stage. At this stage, the the in-store factors like the customer service or any additional promotions play a very important role in influencing the consumer. Here, the consumer buy the best available product from three cars, that is Figo, Centro, and Swift, which suits his requirements. And then comes the last stage. The post-purchase behavior will depend on the quality of service offered by the car dealers. The feedback regarding purchase also play an important role. The companies often call their customers regularly to know their experiences about the vehicle. The companies also update consumers about the service schedules of their vehicles. All these things lead to satisfaction of customer needs. Hope now all of you have understood the consumer buying process. In the next slides, we will further elaborate these five stages of consumer buying process. So these are the factors that are responsible for initiating the consumer buying process. So I have discussed main five factors responsible for arousal of consumer needs. The number one, scarce, depleted, or inadequate stock. When the consumer has very less stock of goods or product left, the need to buy arises. For example, when the grocery items are about to finish, the need to buy these items initiates. Non-satisfaction with available stock of goods. For example, when the consumer is not satisfied with his keypad mobile, the need to buy a smartphone arises. Third is marketing activities. These are carried by the marketers to create a demand for their particular products. We are often carried away by various promotional techniques. For example, if there is a promotion regarding heavy sale on apparels, we end up in buying excess of stock. Then fourth is change in financial conditions. The change in financial conditions of a consumer also play a very important role in giving rise to various needs. For example, when an employee gets a salary increment or a promotion, he will often buy a new vehicle or a need to buy a new house will arise. And the last one is change in surrounding environment. The surrounding or the social environment is also responsible for the arousal of consumer needs. For example, when an employee shifts to a metro city, his needs will change. These change in needs will depend upon the type of culture that is prevailing in that metro town. In this slide, we will discuss the various types of problems that initiates the consumer behaving process. First one is routine problems. These these type of problems or the needs are mostly associated with the purchase of products which are often purchased on daily or routine basis. Example, most of the daily purchases of fruits, vegetables, and grocery items are part of routine problems. Second, emergency problems. These are problems that occur suddenly and an immediate solution is required. For example, while going on a trip, your vehicle suddenly breaks down, so you need an immediate solution for that. The third one is planning problems. In this case, immediate solution of a problem is not necessary. For example, when you consider to buy a car next year, then you go through a planning and information gathering phase for a whole year. And the last one is evolving problems. This can be explained by taking example of latest fashion trend. For example, when there is a change in fashion trend and the consumer is aware of it, but there is no immediate desire to adopt this trend. So this is the example for evolving problems. So these are four types of problems or the needs which initiates the consumer buying process. So in the previous two slides, we have discussed the first step of consumer buying process in detail. Now we will discuss the second stage of this consumer buying process, that is information search. There are four sources from where the consumer gathers information. First is from the past experience of the past purchase which the consumer has already made. The second is exposure to mass media. The exposure to social media like Facebook, Google, Twitter assist consumer in gathering information about various products. The third one is family and friends. The consumer is often assisted by his family and friends who share their valuable experience and help in fulfilling consumer informational needs. And the last one is society and groups. As consumer is also a part of various social and reference groups. The groups are the source of information for the consumer. After studying sources of consumer, we will study various types of information. So these are four types of information search through which the consumer gathers information before making a purchase decision. The first one is pre-purchase search. As the name suggests, this search is done prior to purchase decision. Second, ongoing search. This search is carried by the consumer for the products which are of consumer interest, but no immediate purchase is required for that particular product. The third is internal search. This search covers the mental process of recalling and reviving the information stored in consumer's memory based on his past purchases or experiences. And the last type is external search. At this stage, the consumer gathers information from various sources like internet, then friends or salespeople regarding any particular product of his interest. So after discussing the first two stages in detail, now we will discuss the third stage. In this slide, we will discuss the criteria for evaluation of alternatives. The first one is price. As we know, the price is the most important factor for evaluating of any products, as the consumer will evaluate as per the finances available with him. So marketers lay stress on the price promotion to attract more and more customers. Then the second comes the brand image. As we know that the brand reputation is also a major influencer in evaluation of products. The brand image is also an indicator of quality and worthiness. Then comes the country of origin. Some countries are specialized in certain areas. For example, the leather goods from Spain, softwares from USA, automobile technology from Germany, tea from India are example of the product special quality related to various countries. This country of origin is also known as the trademark of quality of that particular product. Then comes the features and quality of the product. As usual, we know that these are very important for comparison of various products. Then comes the ease of payment, which covers the mode of payment, that is use of cash, card or loan availability for purchasing a product. The last factor is the after sale services. Most of the high value items are chosen based on after sale services like warranties, installations, annual maintenances. So these are the six basic factors that are used for evaluation of any alternatives or for the evaluation of any products which the consumer want to buy. So now we reaches the fourth stage of consumer buying process, that is purchase decision. At this stage, the consumer buys the product from the seller. So there are certain in-store factors that influence the purchase decision. Basically, the in-store factors are the internal store settings that stimulates the consumer to buy products. So these are basically six. These six are the main factors, main in-store factors that influence the consumer purchase decision. First is in-store displays. Under in-store displays, we cover that promotional techniques, then the merchandise display, then the pricing, all should be clearly visible. Then the second is location of the store. The store that should be located within the locality, or it should be easily approachable, and it should have ample of parking space also. Then comes the sales promotion. Sales promotion are the techniques that are used by marketers to initiate the demand. For example, the sales or the offers or any other sales promotional techniques should be clearly displayed at the front or inside the store. Then comes the store atmosphere. Store atmosphere covers everything in the store, we can say the store should be clean, properly air conditioned, there should be proper ventilation, there should not be any clutter, and there should be availability of water and some other like first aid needs. And then comes the availability of stock. Sometimes, often we have seen that in certain stores are running the promotional techniques are running the not techniques, promotional campaigns, but there is no stock available related to that promotional campaign. So that stock should be available so that the consumer doesn't feel dissatisfied when he visits the store to buy that particular stock. And the last and the most important one is the customer service. It is the support and the assistance offered by the staff to the customers to make their shopping easy. The assistance can be in the form of choosing the products or by delivering the built products to their vehicles, which make their shopping experience a good one and also improves the image of your store or a company. So in this slide, we will discuss the evaluation of purchasing process. As we have already discussed evaluation of alternatives, purchase decision, and post-purchase behavior. These three steps have been already discussed in the previous slides. In this evaluation of purchasing process, the most important one is the comparison of the product performance and the consumer expectations. When the consumer expectations matches with the product performance, then it leads to consumer satisfaction. But if the consumer expectation is more, or we can say when the product performance is not up to the consumer expectations, then it leads to dissatisfaction. I would like to elaborate with this same example. Like the person want to buy a car, and the main factor on which he choose a particular car was its mileage. For example, the dealer or the company said this particular car will give a mileage of 20 kilometers per liter of diesel or a petrol. But the product performance is very low. It's around 10 to 12 kilometers per liter. So this will lead to dissatisfaction. Whereas on the other hand, if the product performance is about like 22 or 25 kilometer per hour per liter of, sorry, not per hour, it's per liter of a diesel or petrol, then it will be more as compared to the expectations of a consumer. So this will lead to satisfaction. So this is the evaluation of consumer purchasing process. So here comes the last stage of this consumer buying process, that is the post-purchase behavior. As we have already discussed that the post-purchase behavior results in satisfied and unsatisfied consumers. The consumers whose expectations are met are satisfied and they become an asset to the brand or the company, while the consumers whose expectations are not met are the dissatisfied consumers. So as shown in the diagram, the satisfied consumers are become loyal customers, become brand promoters, and promote the brand with a positive publicity. Where in case of the consumer becomes dissatisfied, then brand loyalty is lost. Negative, there is a negative promotion which impacts the company image. So we conclude that each stage of consumer buying process is very important for the marketers, and the marketers should plan their strategies and activities mainly focused on each stage of buying behavior. Hope this topic has enhanced your knowledge regarding consumer buying behavior. I will be looking for your feedback and queries. Thank you.